the struggle and I guess finding a family here, because when people see you struggling, you find the support that you need.
The relationships that I've built with all the people who have come into my life.
The fields that I'm most interested in. When I came here, I had no idea what I wanted to major in or what I wanted to do with my life. I was just kind of going through the motions. And I took some classes and figured out that I really like archaeology and Native American studies. So it's been a great place to really focus in on what I want to do.
The experiences I've gained throughout my years here. I came to Berkeley when I was 17 years old, like fresh out of high school, not knowing what I was getting myself into. And you know, like I've done so much growing up. I've learned what it means to be truly independent.
It's been meeting all different kinds of people who are doing such interesting and important and meaningful work. I've also really enjoyed having access to different kinds of resources inside the academy and outside. Like living in this new community has been a really fun and great learning experience for me.
The opportunity to meet so many awesome people from all across the world who have come from such different backgrounds, who think in incredibly different ways I've never thought of before. People who study incredibly different things than myself, who've really had an impact on my personal beliefs and have really helped me become the person I am today.
The community, all the students are incredibly smart, nice, generous. I really felt like we all banded together through, especially the really hard first year. Also for me, obviously, the Native community here at Berkeley has been awesome. I can't remember a time in elementary school, middle school, or high school, or even college where I had, such a great community behind me.
These are the relationships that I've made here at Cal, because those friendships, that they're gonna go on forever.
Developing my mathematical abilities, I think that is something that I thought that mathematics was just plug and chug, and coming here I learned the theory behind the mathematics. Aside from that, I think also developing my teaching. I've had the opportunity to teach other undergraduates, so I've just fallen in love with the idea of running my own classroom, running my classes.
Definitely having a lot of support from my cohort that I was first admitted with like 1,000 years ago. I really appreciated having collegiality with them and us supporting each other as a community and in a holistic way.
The diversity completely. So the people that I've met have been completely different than people I've met at home. The subjects you get exposed to here are completely different. The classes I've taken are just like so different across the board, and like that's been a really cool experience.
The friendships that I've created, the connections, and it's kind of fun because people graduate and move on, so now you know people across the country.
The people you get to learn from and work with. I've learned from some of the most amazing scientists in my field, and some of my classmates in my graduating class are the most intelligent, ambitious, motivated young people, and I just can't wait to see how they go out and change the world.
Joining the Native American Recruitment and Retention Center, besides the academics of course, ever since I got here, I was able to find a really good community, to engage with.
To know and connect with individuals who are very committed to working with communities of color. I think that there's always going to be some kind of connection that I'll find with people who are invested in creating more sustainable, healthy, and healed communities of color.
Elisa Huerta, who is the director of the MCC, as well as Maida and all the other interns, of course, who have provided me a space to allow myself to exist on campus. I feel like my creativities have been fostered there, and Elisa especially has been very supportive of my work.
First and foremost, I want to thank my parents who read every assignment and every paper that I had to turn in. So mostly I would like to thank them for helping me succeed, because they've been really instrumental in that.
The biology scholars, mainly John Mitsui. He was the first person that gave me a research position, and also the Cal Nerds program, because they helped me after I decided to change into math.
Shout out to my family for being there from day one, and like it's so nice to talk to them like on the phone, like sometimes every day, and just, you know, like realize what humble background I came from. I realize that, like, you know, a lot of what I'm doing out here in Berkeley is truly for them and to help them out in the future.
Thank my friends and family, of course, in Alaska and here. Building a system, a network of support has been really important for me. Having great colleagues that I can count on and professors that will give me good feedback. And most importantly, I want to thank my partner Danny, who has been the best support foundation for me. I couldn't imagine doing this without him.
Nell, you're my best friend, and I just really like to thank you for supporting me throughout the past 4 years. I know you're in college now too, so we're going through the same struggles, and I just want to thank you so much for being my best friend. I'd like to thank my brothers, Cody and Shane, for your unwavering support and helping me late nights, tutoring me in OChem and whatnot. Dad, I'd like to thank you for always supporting our family, always, you know, doing anything that would help us out, including dropping off groceries to me before you go to work. And Mom, I just want to thank you for having my back every single day. And when I call you super upset, always letting me know, Christina, you can do this, and I have done it, and I just want to thank you so much.
I'd like to thank my fiance, my parents, my sister, my nieces, my brother-in-law, my fiance's family. Everyone has always been super supportive through the journey. They can feel the stress when I'm stressed, and they've always, you know, just kept my spirits up. A special shout out to my fiance. We've been together since sophomore year of high school, so he's really been there through my entire academic career, from, you know, college applications, law school applications, all of law school. So he's been my rock, my editor-in-chief, and my biggest cheerleader. So thank you so much. And of course, I'd like to thank my tribe, knowing that I have 280 people standing behind me, cheering me on, and knowing that this means so much to them too has been really helpful. So thank you guys.
I would definitely like to thank my friends and family for being my support system the entire way. I couldn't have become the woman I am today without their love and respect.
Thank the staff at the Cal Nerds program, so the New Experiences for Research and Diversity in Science, in particular Diana Lizarraga, who has provided endless support for us, and she's like a lot of people describe her as like a second mother to us here. She's given us a lot of advice, a lot of love, provided us with endless resources to get involved in undergraduate research. And so I really appreciate her. I also thank Hugo Ramirez, Chris Noble, and Dr. Stephen Chin, who at the Professional Development Program have always been there.
Hey, to the community members that I work with in my home state of Michoacan, Mexico. I really want to thank all of the Purepecha cultural workers that really opened up to me and granted me access to the field to be able to complete my field work for the dissertation. The people from Quinceo, from Pátzcuaro, from Janitzio, from Cherán, Santo Tomas, all of those people, like I said, I'll never be able to repay them except with my humble gratitude. And
I'd like to thank my family, mostly. Like, unfortunately, like, I can't think of anyone else. Sorry, teachers in high school or something like that. But my family have been like there for me the whole time, and they've been so supportive in just so many ways. And that, like, there's like my father, who has like this work ethic that was always like really stuck with me about like just doing your best. And he was always giving me the advice, like, just do what you want to do and don't do something you don't want to do. And like, that's like one thing I've been thinking of a lot lately when trying to think of a career path. So that was helpful. My mom has just been like really supportive. Like, I don't know, I remember her like when I was younger and I wasn't reading at the level I was supposed to read, and so she just like bought me a bunch of books to read and did it in a fun way, not like, oh, you're behind, you have to catch up, more like, look, Nancy Drew, get interested in this series, start reading. And she did that for me, she did that for my sisters, and so all of us like read really well now. And just like having that sort of support. My sisters, all of them have just been really great. They all have just such great support, knowledge, wisdom. They just give me everything. Yeah, so I'd like to thank my family. They're the ones who got me where I am.
And I really would like to thank Mom for getting me here. You know, I wouldn't have made it through school without her. It was a really difficult road, and no matter what, she believed in me and filled out lots of paperwork for me. She always told me no matter what, you can achieve what you want. You know, no money, negative attitudes, no matter what, you can get through it. There's always a way. So she is definitely the most influential person in my life to get me there.
Celine Palute sponsored my research. Sarek Matson was my graduate student research mentor, and he gave me a lot of resources and a lot of help in completing my research. ESPM faculty, John Battles, Tina Mendez, Kurt Spryer were all very helpful and essential in completing my thesis. And my husband, Ian Quesada, has supported me in my many years of working on this degree, and I couldn't have done it without him. Thank you.
I'd like to thank Monica Lopez. She was my professor at community college, and she's basically the one who encouraged me to do well in school and then apply to UC schools. And I'd also like to thank Venosha Bowerly for helping me with my leadership skills here at UC Berkeley, and then for also employing me at Native American Student Development. And also Marnie Randall, who is the advisor for the Native American Theme Program. So she was my boss as well, and then I've been able to learn a lot from her, and she's been super nice and supportive. And lastly, I'd like to thank Bridget Nakoni for always being there for all the students and for always being like a mother figure to all of us.
Being able to have agency over my own confidence, because I feel at some point in school, like it just kind of after being a straight A student in high school and then like knowing that that's not even valid here, and then relearning to like pick myself up from those places. I'm like, oh, I'm not good enough. Like I don't know what I'm doing, and I think that's a common experience for a lot of us as students, and we don't talk about it often, but it's a common experience, and I feel that we need to support each other. And I think I'm also proud of the support that I've provided and the support that I've gotten and the collective support that I've been a part of.
I'm most proud of the senior honors thesis project that I've been working on. It was an archaeological study of charcoal from Sonoma County, where I was learning to identify different tree species from the charcoal at this site, so that the tribe whose land it is could reintroduce those plants onto the landscape. And I just thought that was a really awesome collaborative sort of project that I got to be involved in. And I'm also really proud of the work that I did in Native American Student Development, where we put on this research symposium, perspectives on Native representations. And I had like a small role in the behind the scenes organizing of that event, and it was successful, and I got to meet a lot of really amazing scholars in the field. So that was something I'm really proud of having participated in.
Helping others. A lot of freshmen come in not knowing what they wanted to do, and I guess I'm always there to guide them into with programs like, oh, like this is a program that could help you, and they usually don't know where to go.
To do community outreach, to encourage youth to attend colleges and higher education fields. It was really, really nice. We talked to like over 1,000 kids in that 1 week span, and we from talking to auditoriums to classrooms, and in these schools where like you realize a lot of students don't have that exposure to like higher education because families surrounding them really didn't take that path. And you know, it was nice going to like under-resourced communities, like a community that I come from, and letting them know that it's a possibility that you can go to this college, that you can make something beautiful out of your life. And
Proud of facilitating the Native American themed program seminar, having that opportunity to make my own syllabus and work with Native students on these questions of Native American identity that are really meaningful and important has been probably the greatest accomplishment I've had here at Berkeley.
That I have been able to become an independent thinker, taking in this diverse environment and diverse classes and diverse opinions, and really being able to formulate what I myself think, being able to identify who I am as a person, and to really pinpoint my passions. And it's something I'm just so proud of, and I can't wait to see where my experiences at Berkeley take me and the lessons I've learned here.
I'm just proud that I made it through in one piece with a smile still on my face. Law school is pretty intense, and there are a lot of stressful periods, especially through the first year, but
definitely my degree. I mean, we did it.
For one, surviving. I'm proud of surviving because it's difficult. I came in with the idea that math was going to be simple, and you know, I was good at math in high school, so I should be able to do math here. That kind of backfired. That mentality backfired. You know, I really learned to appreciate. I really appreciate the resources that we have, and also becoming independent. So I think
I'm proud of having graduated here. I think that that's been a big accomplishment for me. I think it was pretty difficult, like the adjustment phase here. It's a completely different caliber of like academic scholarship life. And so I'm just proud that I actually did pretty well with grades. I stuck it through. I think I could have done better, but I did well.
But to graduate from UC Berkeley with one of the top environmental science programs in the world is amazing for me. And to do it while I'm working 20 hours a week and still serving in the military reserves has been very difficult. And I'm very proud of completing it.
I think I'm most proud of just finishing up. You know, within the time that was given to me, so the 2 years, I was able to complete all my major requirements, all my courses, all my credits. So I think that's been pretty awesome. And yeah, it's basically been kind of like a marathon. So I'm glad that I was able to finish.
I'm really happy that I stuck with science because I've been able to incorporate a lot of my culture and knowledge within my culture to my study of plants. And I think that's really important to me, bridging these two worlds that are a lot of times completely just separated. So I think that that's what I'm very proud of, being able to create that connection between science and culture.
Celia Rodriguez, Herrera Rodriguez, who kind of allowed me to think about my art in a different way, where I was able to actually like engage in things that I was actually interested in that the art department didn't necessarily provide. I also want to give a huge appreciation to Lise Lee, who I took her class a couple years ago on gender and Native American societies. And I feel she was very supportive of my work, especially in my research that I did last summer with McNair.
One of them was Kent Lightfoot, who's in the anthro department. He was my thesis advisor, and he let me intern in his lab for a year, and he basically taught me everything that I know about archaeology. So he's been super helpful in everything that I want to do from here on. And also Dr. Pearson in Native American Studies and Professor Lima, who both really helped me engage with novels and materials in ways that I had never thought of doing so before. So they've been pretty great as well.
It was a geosci from the math department. His name is Adi, and I never had him in as a professor or like a geosci, but he he was always there when I needed him. Like, he would tutor me for free. When I was struggling in math, like, he would put me aside, like, hey, you need to pull it together. You could do it. And it was just like, he would never let me quit.
Honest, bro, for Di, for Hugo, for Chris, who just had these wonderful talks with me. Every time I would talk to them, they would just inspire me to do like better. They would inspire me to like know that I have so much potential out here. Like every time I go to a meeting with them or everything, they have nothing but nice things to say.
I think the entire Native American Studies faculty, the whole team, Sherry, Beth, and Tom have been absolutely amazing to me. They've been very encouraging and supportive, and yeah, all of them, they're all the best.
It has to be Carmen. Carmen, thank you so much for everything. You've done so much for ACES and you've done so much for me. I honestly could not have done it without your support, especially this past year taking a leadership role. You mean a lot to me, and I'm just so thankful I had your support, guidance, and advice this whole time.
I remember Darren Monzalewski. He was a 3L when I was a 1L, and he really helped me get involved with NALSA, and he even helped me with NALSA after he graduated. So it was just great to have another Native American law student to look up to. In terms of professors, I had a really cool class on sports law where the ex-president of the Oakland A's was my teacher. His name was Roy Eisenhart, and he was awesome. I also got the opportunity to take constitutional law with California Supreme Court Justice Goodwin Liu. That was an awesome class. And also my environmental law teacher, Professor Holly Doremus, she was awesome too. So I had the opportunity of taking some really cool classes with some of the best professors in that subject area.
Brittany Nielsen, because she taught me that it's not about the resume or grades, it's about how you impact the person next to you and the generations that follow.
I thank Anastasia Chavez, who's a math grad student in the math department. She, for the past year, has provided me with a lot of one-on-one tutoring, talking about math. And a professor who's actually not at UC Berkeley. He's a professor at San Francisco State who I met in 2011 at the SACNAS conference, which is the Society for Advancements of Chicano, Latino, and Native Americans in Science. In 2011, when it was the conference here in San Jose, I met Federico Ardila, who has been a great mentor ever since, and who has really inspired me to continue in doing mathematics.
There are two who have been very strong troopers for me and have, had my back no matter what. The first one would be Dr. Carlos Munoz, who is a legend in Chicano studies. Dr. Thomas Biolsi, he has been incredibly unconditional in terms of supporting me, and I just can't thank him enough.
I would say professor-wise, Dr. Pearson has been amazing. She's a really wonderful advocate and person to have supporting you on this campus.
I basically enjoyed all my classes, especially within the Native American Studies department. So classes with Beth Paito, Joe Myers, and Enrica Lima, and Dr. Pearson have been awesome. I think
Celia Rodriguez and Laura Perez, I think, were my favorite professors because of the courses that they teach on spirituality and traditional healing, and a lot of relationship to our indigenous roots and what our communities do to heal themselves through traditional knowledge.
But not just go home, but I feel like I need to reconnect with all the things, all the intellectual things that I've been like dealing with and trying to figure out here, but actually like be present in my life and be present in my life, which is my family.
So right after graduation, I have a year-long internship at the Presidio in San Francisco, where I'll be doing archaeology and helping teach the public and the community about the work that we're doing. So making archaeology more hands-on and interesting rather than like hundreds of pages of research reports that no one can understand unless you have a PhD. So it'll be like a really interactive work that I'm really excited to be doing. And after that, I hope to go to grad school, so we'll see.
I'm taking a year off from grad school, and then I'll be applying. In the meantime, I'm going to be taking community college classes in programming, and then also want to take the accounting test, so maybe become an accountant later.
What I plan to do is I want to do a PhD or master's in like tropical or polar meteorology. And
I'll become a PhD student. Getting my master's is just the first leg of the journey. So next I'll be doing my qualifying exams and my dissertation. And so along the way, I just plan on working hard and pushing myself and meeting new people and really applying myself as much as I can.
After graduation this summer, I'm going to be interning at the Center for Biological Diversity based in Oakland. I'm going to be the new climate science intern, and I'm really excited to start incorporating some of the coursework I've taken at Berkeley into an internship that's really based upon like my passion for wildlife conservation. So I'm really excited to engage in this new chapter of my life.
So obviously immediately I have to take the bar in July, and studying for that starts May 20th, so that's my first hurdle that I have to overcome. And then after that, later this fall, I'll be starting full-time at a boutique patent litigation and licensing firm in Palo Alto.
After graduation, I'm going to return back to San Diego and enter graduate school to further my career in the medical field.
So after graduation, this summer I'll be in Costa Rica for 3 weeks and do a little stop in Mexico. So I'll be there for a while. And then I will also be joining the math department as a graduate student at San Francisco State for the next 2 years.
Well, it's really hard for me to kind of think about that because I have a 7-month-old and she's my entire life right now. So more than anything else, I want to be a good mom to her. She is absolutely my #1 priority. This is part of my journey of being a good mom and a good example for her. In terms of professional goals, I would like to have my findings published. So finding a press who that supports my findings and publishing a book is important to me, as well as having a job in the academy, whether it's supporting students of color and student services or as a professor.
After graduation, I'm not 100% sure what I want to do, but I'm feeling positive about it, so it's not like I'm too nervous or too pessimistic about it. Ultimately, I'm going to go to grad school at some point, but I want to go back into the workforce, or go into the workforce like legitimately for a while first, just because I feel like I don't have enough specific goals set in mind about what I actually want to do as a career path, or really what areas I want to go in. So I kind of want to get that experience, like, hopefully.
So after graduation, I hope to work for TANF in San Jose, so that's temporary assistance for needy families. I think it'd be a great way to help serve the community right after graduation, and then I think it'll open up a lot more doors in the long run too, so I could become more involved within the Native community here in the Bay Area, and hopefully go back to the reservation in Arizona and contribute in whatever way I can over there.
Y'all have been the driving force of everything that I've done here. Y'all have been on my mind 100% of the time that I've been here, which has led to a lot of homesick feelings, but I mean, they're there to remind me of what's important and whatever I'm doing, why that's important.
I want to say first that I love you guys, and thank you for the help for my whole life, and most specifically the past 4 years. Al, thank you for being a role model and an awesome big brother. And to my mom and dad, again, thank you for reading all my papers, but also for letting me call you like 6 times a day and just talk about weird things like squirrels and trees and construction work and just whatever is running through my mind at the time. I love you guys, and thanks for always supporting me and helping me be successful.
Just wanted to thank them for being supportive and being there for me, even though I could be stubborn and not call them.
I want to thank my family from like the bottom of my heart. They've definitely been there from like all the good and all the bad, and they're like the people that motivate me to like continue on and to not give up.
Thank you for all of your support along the way, all through my different academic decisions that I've made. And thank you for being here today. I really appreciate your presence, and I love you.
Thank you guys so much for all of your love and support. I love you all so much, and I wouldn't have been able to do this without you, so this is as much your accomplishment as it is mine. So thank you. I love you. You guys are the best.
I just like to say thank you for showing up today. I know everyone can't make it out all the way, but just at least having one person makes me feel special.
Friends. To my family, I really do want to thank them, because without them, I don't think for one, I wouldn't be here, and I do it for them also. So quiero agradecerle a papi, a mami, a mis hermanas, a mis tíos, mis tías, mis primos, porque sin su apoyo no hubiera llegado donde estoy, sin querer llorar, porque es un día de celebrar. Hemos luchado y estamos sobresaliendo. Entonces muchas gracias, los quiero, los amo, los adoro y estoy eternamente agradecido.
Mamá, muchísimas gracias por todo su trabajo y todo su esfuerzo en los files y en todos los trabajos que ha tenido en su vida para sacarnos adelante. Gracias por enseñarme a trabajar con todo el alma, a ser valiente y a ser guerrera como lo han sido todas las mujeres en nuestra familia. Gracias por cruzar la frontera para darme la oportunidad de ser parte de la generación que pudo escaparse de la pobreza. Papá, gracias por regalarnos el papel de un padre, aunque no somos su sangre. Gracias por todos los años que ha trabajado en la nursería para sacarnos adelante. To my sister Suhei, thank you for being the one person in the world who holds all of my secrets, and for often being the nucleus in our family, even though sometimes you are also the most ostracized. And thank you for being an example of generosity, love, compassion, and faith. You and Trey are a tremendous pillar of support for me, and I love you both very much. Luis, onward with your successes, my brother. I enjoy your sense of pride and the competition that you have with me, and I look forward to your amazing feats. I know that you're also planning on going on to get your PhD, and I know that this is only the beginning for you, and I'm incredibly proud of you. Chava, you're always going to be my sunshine. I'm sorry that I still call you my baby. I'm always going to drop everything for you anytime you need me. I hope you know that. You have definitely been my best friend. I've enjoyed the times that you've come to visit me in Berkeley during your spring breaks. You give me faith in the future, and you've allowed me to believe in the power of my happiness in a way that no one ever has. To the Spears family, especially Mom, Melanie, thank you for all of your help and all of your support along this journey. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for all the times that you've come to the rescue when we needed your help with the baby or just in general, and for loving me without judgments or conditions ever since I became a Spears. And thank you to our dear family friend Carol for all of her contributions to my education and for believing and investing in me. To my partner Nata Megabo, thank you for being a wonderful, strong dad to our daughter and for loving me through this journey. Thank you for bringing passion and tenderness into my life. I look forward to switching roles now and having you start your own journey as you become the student. To my beautiful daughter, Miss Kinabi Wenikwe, our gorgeous and precious Red Lightning woman, I'm passing on the torch to you, baby girl. I did this to show you what Indigenous women are capable of, even under the most adverse circumstances. You have an entire line of Anishinaabe and Matlatsinka and Purepecha ancestors sustaining your dreams. I don't ever want you to forget that. You can be anything.
I definitely would like to thank my grandma for helping me every day get here She talks to me like 2-3 times a day. We talk in the morning, we talk at night, and you know, it definitely helps me continue my days.
I would like to thank him for all the support. You know, being a first-generation college student definitely puts you in a position where you're not too familiar with the college experience, or your family members either. So having their support has always been crucial.
Ma, te quiero dar las gracias por todo el apoyo que me has dado. Siempre has estado ahí en esta meta de la educación, por eso esto te lo dedico a ti. También se lo dedico a las niñas, por supuesto, a Denise, a mi hermana, a Natasha. Las quiero muchísimo, muchísimo, a todas. Y pues nada más quiero acabar con decir esta frase que es muy simple, pero para mí es algo que tiene mucho significado, y es la cultura cura. Creo que eso es lo que yo estoy tratando de entender con mis estudios, y de entender con ustedes, y de entender con nuestra familia en Oaxaca. Entonces, las quiero mucho.